Hello everyone, Garnet here, and welcome back to The Ultimate Survivor here on the island. So, at the end of the last one, I promised you guys that I would get the platform all finished up in between episodes, and I definitely got that done, so here is that time-lapse that I promised. And here it is, our nice 16 by 16 up here. We are a few walls up from the bottom, and some of these I'm going to probably want to add actual walls to, so they all end up kind of looking the same. I'm also going to add some of the skins onto it, so it doesn't just look like a big block of stone. We're going to have to worry about moving a lot of this stuff up onto the platform sooner or later, but at least for now we have a safe, flat spot to land on. And this is exactly what I meant by there being too many pteranodons. You just get constant visitors all the time. And yeah, like that one right there, a lot of them can be higher level, so if something just kind of falls into our lap like this, then I wouldn't be able to complain about that. Oh, and this here I put was just a temporary solution to kind of get our trike back up onto the top of it, and you can kind of get a good look of what it looks like underneath here. It's pretty much just the foundations in the spots that they possibly can go. Like I said earlier, I'll probably try to utilize this for either dung beetles or for some snails later on if we end up needing to have those, or if we get the opportunity, we'll end up seeing if what we can do down here. This is probably going to end up moving because I'll probably have some sort of a patio going out from the front, because this is going to be the actual front of the base. And we'll have some stairs and something going down there, and we'll kind of expand the amount of room that we have going from here. With that all being said, I'm also just going to go and get all the resources that we need to kind of make the basic crafting benches and everything, so I can always have that accessible instead of needing to have my RG with me at every moment. Okay, so this is not permanent placement for any of these things, but we may as well at least have them down so I can kind of use them as need be. The next things that we really need to do is we need to try to get some of the creatures that we're planning on using for the boss fights tamed. So I'm going to want to either find ourselves a better weapon that we can knock things out with, or we at least kind of make all of the tranks that we are going to need. So I'm going to pull all of our berries and all of our spoiled meat into one of these and split them up. So we got quite a bit of spoiled meat at this point in time. Should be able to split this up, have 121 or 120 in either one of these. Probably going to have to take the trike out to actually get some narco berries. Yeah, I did drop those earlier on because we were just trying to get everything finished. I'm going to go collect a bunch of those, and we're going to get a lot of the tranks kind of put together so we can go and knock ourselves out some high-level tames if we are going to be lucky to find them. We're also going to need to keep our eye out for, like I said, the very strong weapons that we can use. Not just for knocking stuff out, but also for being able to fight some stronger creatures inside some of the caves that we're going to go into. While I'm out here getting the berries, I'm also going to get a handful of each of these seeds, so I can kind of get those up and going soon as well. We don't want to forget that that's something that we need very soon. That did not take long to get everything that we needed from over here. I think I'm going to actually need to pick up a couple of these spike walls. The trike's not going to be able to get in any other way. But I'll get all of those narcos going, and in the time that we are waiting for those to craft, I'm going to go out and search for some drops, potentially try to get ourselves some upgrades. So we're not carrying a bunch of stuff on our RG, so that should be perfect. We're going to kind of go and do a couple things. So we're going to look for weapons, and we're going to scout out some of these high-level creatures. Specifically, I want to try to find either a Megatherium so we can fight the Broodmother, a really good pair of Rexes, or if we can find some really high-level Theries, that would be a great start either way. But if you do end up finding yourselves enjoying this one, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It makes a huge difference for the algorithm, and it means the world to me. Okay, so we're going to take a look down here. I don't think there's really going to be anything too crazy. There might be an Alpha Raptor if we are... Actually, you know what? Was this the 145? No, it wasn't. I could have sworn there was a 145 Therizino over here. It could have possibly been killed by something by now, though. It has been a while. Oh no, maybe it's just down here. Yeah, it's just 140, but it does have the alpha boost nearby. Is it still trying to fight? It's fighting the wolf. Can I get this raptor's attention, maybe? Kind of pull it up this way? No, it's still the only thing turned around was the wolf. So 140 Therizino, pretty much exactly what I was saying we needed to find. I just need to try to save this thing from getting eaten. Nah, never mind, it's too late. It's not exactly too late, but it pretty much is. Now it's too late. Man, how dare you. We're going to kill this Alpha Raptor then, get a good amount of experience onto our RG here. In fact, if that is what we're going to do, I'm going to grab this note to kind of capitalize on the experience we're going to get after this. Oh, I didn't want to hit the Dimorph. That's a problem. Those are going to specifically hit me, but we can't really get away from... Hopefully there aren't like 20 of them around here. That would be less than ideal. I really want to get this raptor killed, but I have to make sure I don't accidentally get killed myself. Having the alpha boost on these things is going to be a very bad thing to deal with. Okay, they're going to kill me in one more hit. Oh my god. That is brutal. Absolutely brutal. This is why it's imperative that I never accidentally hit the Dimorphs that are over by the base, because that will just guarantee my death continuously. Alright, where'd this Alpha go? There it is. I just need the Alpha to die, and it'll make things a little bit easier to deal with these Dimorphs. They do kind of also follow you everywhere. Oh, that was what I was worried about. We do not want to lose our experience boost just because we have these Dimorphs around. We may want to retreat for a moment, kind of avoid that death, especially now that we're almost out of stam. I don't know why they follow you forever. It's ridiculous how far they'll go. Yep, there we go. Still on me, just like I thought. Okay, I still need to get that Alpha Raptor, though. It is really hurt. We can't kind of give up on it now. Not like anything else can actually kill it, but if it gets a swarm of Dimorphs on it as well, then it'll make it even harder. Okay, it killed one. Good. Got one less Dimorph to worry about. Okay, I killed the Alpha Raptor. Amazing. Okay, we're just going to move on. Did it give me everything that it gave me? Yeah, it kind of did. We got an upgrade to our hatchet now, which is nice. I'm not going to complain about that. Thank you. Whoa, there they go. See what I mean? Even though I left for a little bit and I came back, they are still on my tail. I want to fly over and get ourselves some oil as well so we can make ourselves a fabricator and start getting some power up and running as well. So I guess before we head on out there, I am also going to head back now that we've killed that alpha so I can get myself some armor and be more prepared. I want to get ourselves everything put together so we can craft up the fabricator as well as everything in the next tier, because we may as well kind of make everything now that we actually have a permanent base location. There's no reason not to get that stuff up and going. And that alpha also gave us one more to put into fortitude, and rounding us out on the good 20 that I was hoping to get to. Okay, so we got ourselves some better armor now. We actually are fully equipped to try to go out to where I was planning on going. We want to go get a bunch of oil, because I don't have a lot around. I have some, but probably not enough to actually make the fabricator. I'm also going to have to go and get a few things so we make a wind turbine. Let's see. Okay, so I am a little short. It's just the spark powder, though, so we'll make that really quick. 25, go. I know I'm doubling down doing this, but we may as well just have a little bit more just in case. So it does seem I do actually have enough oil for that right now, but I'm going to need more of the other materials to make the wind turbine I'm planning on using. That should give us enough power to cover the entire base platform. I'll probably end up putting 2 ceilings off the side of kind of the center over here and have it off there so it's not in the way of anything. Okay. So that's done. So we're going to get the fabricator up and running. We're going to need a generator through that, which I don't know if we have enough to make it. I guess we'll see here in a moment. Okay, so I just need to make a wind turbine, and I made sure to unlock all the specific things to make it. So do we have enough stuff to make 25 electronics if I put any gasoline right now? We are missing all the silica pearls. So what we're going to have to do, now that it's kind of starting... I guess it's just overcast. It's not getting late. Okay, that's good. So I'm heading on up towards the northwest so we can get ourselves some oil. But there's also usually some silica pearls in the beach up there, so we'll kind of poke our head in. If it seems like it's a super dangerous area, then maybe I'll just come back and steal some from beavers anyway. But we may as well take a look if we're heading that direction already. Another thing I was going to get while I was out here is... I was wanting to get a little bit of organic polymer from some penguins because I needed some to repair some of my gilly that I had found, so we may as well grab it from the penguins. Not going to get a whole lot trying to collect it with the RG, but I don't really have anything better right now, so just do what I can. What level is this Megatherium, by the way? 120. Close, but not quite. If we're going to go straight to Alpha, then we're going to need to get ourselves something that's at least level 135 to 150. Okay, I don't see any right now. I'm actually not seeing hardly any at all in this area. I feel like it used to be a really good spot for it. I think it might still be hardwired to kind of focus in on where stuff is in ASE. Okay, last-ditch effort. They do sometimes have them in here. A lot of this just looks like stone, though. Oh, that's some pearls for sure. Great! Okay, so there really is some over here. That's amazing. I'm going to want to kind of run up and down this. See if I can find a few more of those. Ah, there's one for sure, right? Yeah. Big clam under the water. I don't know how much I'm going to need total, but I'm pretty sure what I have now is not enough. Okay, I did end up finding another one just now as well. I was just spamming while running around some of these edges. So maybe the amount that I have is enough. I don't think it is, actually. I think it's 75 times... Oh, that's only 25. I don't know. We'll have to see if I have enough when we get back. First things first, though, I need to get the oil that we initially came out here for, and then we'll head back. I'll probably steal some stuff from a beaver dam or two on the way back, just to make sure that we have everything we need. Okay, and these are the rocks that you're looking for. If you don't know already, they have the lines on them that are kind of going up and down. You get a bunch of oil from these, and there are multiple ways to collect the oil. A lot of it is underwater, though, and we're not ready to go down there quite yet. We're just going to drop whatever stone that we have. 347 oil is a pretty solid start. I don't know how much more we're really going to need throughout this whole thing, but we may as well at least do one full run of it over here while we are around. Kind of keep an eye out for any drops as well, because there can be some pretty high-level ones in this area, if we're lucky. Now that we're down here, I can probably take off a little bit of the fur. Probably still a little bit warm, but that's okay. Well, at least we know that there are actual beavers over here, because it's where we got Woody from. We should be able to kind of just hop down and steal a little bit from one of the beaver dams. There's one right there, but that would almost guarantee that I'm going to get attacked by one. Is there one a little bit closer to the shore? Probably not. Let's get these raptors as well. Alright, well, I'm not seeing anything that's actually any closer than the one over here, and we may as well just kill the beavers around so we know that we're not going to get killed by it. Can we land here? Is it deep enough? Land right here. Honestly, I can probably just run. There won't be any swimming done. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're just going to drop the wood, take everything else, and book it. Whoop. Is it just the one? Oh, there's a second one over there. Should be pretty good with what I got. I know it's just another 40 pearls, but let's go back to base. Okay, made it back with all of those new resources. Got a 110 over there. There was an 85 that showed up while I was trying to build everything, but luckily the spike walls kept everything out, and we didn't have anything to worry about. So can we now pull for the 25 electronics that we're going to need? Still short on the... Oh, they're in my inventory, duh. Okay. So we are going to have to pull some gasoline. I'm pretty sure I found some, right? No, I didn't. Okay, I can make some, though. We're not going to need a whole lot, because once the wind turbine goes up and running, then we'll be totally fine on that as well. Okay, so while that is doing its job, I mean, I may as well pull every bit of metal that's in this vicinity, and we'll split it up. That way we'll have half and half in either of these as well. We'll just leave one extra one in there, and do the 42 in here. Cool. Get that up and running as well. We're going to have to go and get ourselves some more metal here soon, but we almost have at least the basic stuff ready to go. We've got some gasoline to get this started. Make sure that we put this in here. We have it pulled for the electronics. Great. Turn it on, make those 25, and then we'll pull for the rest after the fact. And then we'll put these triangle foundations down so we can place the wind turbine. That's probably big enough to hold the wind turbine and not have to worry about it. It's still going to be a minute, though. These are not the fastest things to craft. Wind turbine is now being crafted also, so we're about to have ourselves an infinite amount of power, which is great. Gotta love the infinite power. Cool, and then we'll place it exactly where I said I would. And that does, in fact, engulf the entire base. Yes, it does. Great, I love it. Let's make sure it's lined up as best as we can, though. Make it as centered as we possibly can, too. We don't want it touching this side so I can put walls up. Also want to turn it around. Okay, I am going to double check that range. It did look like it was correct, but now I can actually move. Let's go look over on this side. Sweet. So we are totally covered throughout the entire base with this one wind turbine. I love that addition. So good. So now we can shut this off and not worry about wasting any gasoline. Because we don't need it anymore. At least not for this. Okay, so definitely gotten a little bit warmer again. That's not good. I did grab that organic polymer to fix the ghillie that I broke. Do I have enough to do so? I do. Nice. Gotta love it. Alright. Okay, so I don't even think we have that much metal now, after all that we just crafted. It's just whatever's in here, I'm pretty sure. So, let's see. Metal. Metal ingots. So we really only have... Yeah, we only have 21 now. Okay, so we're definitely going to have to go on a metal run. I really would like to get ourselves a grinder up and running, but I don't think I'm even leveled up for that. Oh, no, I am. I'm going to unlock all the industrial stuff because I have already forgotten to do so. And the fact that we already have the industrial preserving bin, we don't have to wait until aberration, I'm not going to hesitate on it. The grill is only... I say only 200. You don't even have that much right now. Oh, I thought I was leveled enough for that. I'm not. Okay. And it's been a minute since I've done one, so we're going to go out and collect a bunch of the notes. There is still a lot more left that we need to collect before we end up leaving this place. And I want to get at least 4 more levels because I want to unlock the industrial forge as well as the chemistry bench, because those are the main other things that I want to make sure I at least have unlocked, because I'm going to need those as soon as we possibly can get them. But first things first, I'm going to take Rosie on a metal run or 2. We are going to need as much metal as we can get. In fact, I'm going to go this way because there is a purple drop in between me and the metal. And once we get that back, before I start cooking it, I'm going to go grab a handful of notes just so we have a bunch to work with and I get much more experience while we're cooking up the metal. So I just need to know the health on this thing. Okay, so it did just come down. That's awesome. If we're lucky, this could be a really big break in the series for our weapon if we pull a rifle that's better than 120-something%. I kept getting those before, but nothing better, which was crazy. Ooh, I think that's a Calicotherium saddle? As well as a Serrato or something? I don't know. Let's look at those. So it is another Serrato, and that one is a Calicotherium. Okay, interesting. Interesting find. Definitely not a weapon that I'm specifically trying to find, but I'm not going to complain about finding something else relatively good. Okay, here's a good little cluster of metal nodes. Do your thing, Rosie. For Rosie's first run, we'll just have to go see how many she can get each time. I technically could pull a little bit onto the RG at this point in time, but I'd rather just get back before it gets fully dark. And I'm starting to freeze to death. I mean, I have more armor that I can put on, but... Okay, that's better. If we end up being lucky enough to find ourselves an industrial grinder just inside of a drop, that can actually be a huge turning point as well, and save us a lot of time, because if we end up just finding other things that give a bunch of metal that I'm not planning on ever using, then I can just grind it down, and it'll save us every bit of metal runs that we may or may not need to do. It all depends on what we end up needing and finding for our saddles for our boss fighting creatures. Now let's actually see how much Rosie ended up getting in the one run. Okay, so we actually got quite a bit. We got 1,565. I'm just going to pull half each one of these, so they can just keep on making the metal. A lot of the time I kind of rely on finding these in drops before I end up using them, but the fact that you can just make it with leech blood, I for the longest time thought it had to be just the horns, so I just never made it. Which is a horrible mistake, because using the leech blood, that's not hard to come by. Especially not after you go through the swamp cave. Which reminds me of the other thing that I'm kind of planning on doing. I think we need to go and try to find ourselves a frog. Maybe a pair of frogs so we can get those kind of ready for the swamp cave. It's not going to take a long time to get that prepared, but we may as well kind of look now that it's kind of darker. I want to build another one of those little taming pens that I had done before. Maybe we'll just use the cornerage to kind of make sure that we have... we kind of just keep the space that we have at the moment. Wall. So for the time being, I'm just going to kind of take this corner here and use it as a taming spot. So we're going to kind of get a little bit more resources so I can craft up the rest of the walls for that. And we'll go and try to see if we can find ourselves a frog. So we've made it over to the swamp. Just kind of want to keep an eye out for some stuff in here. Don't want to get jumped, and we don't want to get killed by something else a little crazy. Ooh, hello. What level are you? Level 70? You're not going to make it, unfortunately. Not really what we were specifically trying to find, but a frog would be great, not just for this, but also to start our underwater ventures. There's a frog. Please tell me you're high level. 110. Not enough for the cave, but it may be a start, and I do like the fact that he's bright green. Ow, bugs. Stupid bugs. Now we've got ourselves a frog. We're going to take it back to base. I'm just going to try to tame this. It would be a strong start with getting prepared for that cave. You're going to want as much as you can. If I end up finding a good saddle for it, then we'll be fine, but I just like this guy's colors, and again, it's another way to kind of get started in the water. Can take him into the ocean and kind of, I believe I can shoot off the back of a frog. So that should be a pretty good one to go with, and they're very fast in the ocean. Well, I didn't actually let go of it properly, but it's okay. He landed in the pen either way. If I go for trank arrows, I only have one more actually made. It's okay, I can make a bunch now, though. In fact, I will make 20. Should be more than enough. I think that is saying the frog is down. Fantastic. Should be good to just put some nice meat into his inventory and to tame up the frog. Let's try to find ourselves a baby creature so we can have at least some prime to work with. I also just remembered that I didn't actually go out and try to grab any of those notes that I planned on doing, so I'm going to have to go and do that. I think we'll take the Pteranodon out for that as well, just to kind of get ourselves to places quickly. We're going to be cooking up that metal for a while. Well, hello there, baby Diplo that I either missed or can't pick up. You'd think for a baby one I'd be okay, too. Yeah, I can pick it up. It's going to be a while. This thing is a 145, so even though I'm going to be holding it in my clutches, it's going to take quite a few hits to kill this thing. Especially if there's an alpha over here. That's not going to make it easier for me. Hold on. That's not dead. Why'd it drop it? Oh, because of just how big its actual hitbox would be if it was grown. I think that's why. Yeah, it's doing that again. Maybe I'll use the saber. She'll do a lot more damage than this one will. Don't want to get any closer, though, because I'm going to accidentally hit the frog. There we go. Alright. That is fantastic. We'll just leave it on you so you don't end up, it doesn't end up going bad. That shouldn't take too long to tame it up. It has swimmer as well. So does that mean it actually swims faster? That's possible. You need more meat in your inventory. Ooh. Almost actually just lost some effectiveness because of not having enough food in there in time. Like I said, I'm going to go out and I'm going to grab all of those. Well, not all of those. I'm going to grab a good handful of notes so I can get a good experience boost. And fly out on the Pteranodon. Just grab a few that are not too close. I want some that I can kind of use to level up the boss fighting creatures. I know that there is a dossier or a note right up on the top of this area here. Should be just a small ruin. There we go. Grab that. Thank you. Then we've got another one kind of down here along the cliffside edge. Not the easiest to find in the dark, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Okay, one right here. There we go. Actually ended up being in one of the lit up spots, which is nice. And then I did miss one over here a little bit closer to our base. Oh man, that one was really hidden out here. Got it though. It's all good. Okay, so it looks like we do officially have the frog tamed, which is awesome. We'll get him out of his little taming pen. I'm going to learn to make the saddle because I haven't found any of the better ones at this point in time. Beelzebufo. With this guy, we'll be able to get a bunch more cementing paste as necessary, and we'll be able to start our adventures into the water. There you are, sir. Let's hop on out on our own. Let's not hit the spikes, though. That would not be good. Okay. Very quick little hopper. So I think the next thing that we need to get up and going is the garden, because I want to make sure that we are able to make kibbles as soon as we possibly can. We'll also want to go up to the north and try to find ourselves some Uteranus babies. Just something that I can kind of get some eggs going with. We don't need to try to find the strong one right away. If we do find one, that'd be awesome. But there's no guarantee you're going to find a high-level one when you just go up there the first time. So, we're going to let the metal continue to cook. I'm going to collect up a few more resources so we can actually make up our little garden. I'm not going to make anything too crazy, and I am going to just build it off to the side. I was thinking about putting it on the roof, but we don't have the building done yet, so we may as well just get something started. If I want to move it up to the roof later, that is always an option. Okay, so we threw these foundations over here. I'm going to build this up to the same height as the rest of the building. It's going to be where we're going to have the garden. We'll just have it inside part of the wall here, and we'll use this part of the base for the kitchen area, so I'll have to kind of make some adjustments from what I normally was planning on doing, but this should work just fine. We'll make more of the narcotic while I have still the experience boost going on. Might as well do the best I can there. Okay, so we have this all finished up over here for the time being. I need to see if we can make ourselves some crop plots. I only need medium ones. So now I always end up making the large ones for some reason, even though we really don't need them for anything other than the plant species particular stuff. So I'm going to see if I can make 8 of these maybe. I can make 8. Great. We'll place those down kind of over here. I want to have 2 of each kind of the vegetables. Oh, I don't think that these are straight. How is that a thing? I guess they are straight. It's just throwing me off because there's a lot more room on this side. Once the walls are up and everything's going, it's not really going to matter. Then we'll move the dung beetle and have him over near that. He's already got a bunch of poop in his inventory. I'm pretty sure the only thing is that I need to do... Yeah, so we're going to add to his melee damage so his range is bigger. I'll have him go into wandering, so he'll be able to just continue, like, to turn it into fertilizer, because you actually have to turn it into wandering for that to happen. And even if my creatures aren't out here pooping, there will be plenty of other creatures nearby that will end up giving him more to work with. Alright, Purple Drop. Please provide. That thing is so menacing. Ooh, that was actually really close for this to disappear. Ooh, the lag. Ooh, really bad lag. I did not like that. I think I need to reset my computer. Though it doesn't look like anything in that was all that great. Because our crossbow we already have is at 164. That one's 124. And then I'm wearing the ghillie pants just because it can get a little bit warm over here. But the Aranio saddle, I'm never going to tame an Aranio. We'll end up just using it for getting materials when we find a grinder. And then we have that Iguanodon saddle, which I may or may not end up using. At this point, the trike's been more than helpful with getting all of our berries and the seeds. So... you may not need that either. Before I even kind of worry about the other types of seeds, though, let's just get these ones going. We're going to have a savor root in this one and this one. Then we'll have rock carrots in this one and this one. Citronals in this one and this one. And then long grass in the last two. I just got to get some poop to at least get this started. We'll grab some of the bigger ones just to kind of make sure that we're good. Also, I'm going to have to get another one of those water tanks and bring them closer because currently these are not irrigated. Fantastic. And I was planning on trying to get one of these closer anyway because the other one was a little far away for the other half of the house. I think that should cover the rest of those crop plots. Okay, so they're all tilled now, they're all fertilized, they're all irrigated. The only thing that we need at this point in time to keep these things safe is we need to get some greenhouse effect on them. So I don't know how much I can actually make, but if I can actually craft up at least... what is that? I mean, let's see if we can make 6 ceilings. It's at least a start. And we just make this in the... oh, we're not going to have nearly enough crystal. I haven't harvested a lot of that at all. Let's see. I can only make 2. I'm going to have to go get a lot more crystal. I didn't even realize that I didn't collect up a lot of that going forward, or in the past. We will eventually do an actual cover of this entire section of the building, because it will be connected to it when it's all finished. But we don't have anything built on it at the moment. So we're just going to kind of put some sort of cover so we have something on top of us. But I'm going to need more than just those 2. But that does at least add a little bit, right? The 30% to these ones. It's only those 2, though. Okay, we're going to go grab a bunch more crystal real quick. There's a good set of crystal on the top of the mountain in the middle of the redwoods, so we'll just kind of keep clear of any thylas, and then we'll grab a bunch. It's a lot nicer to be able to come over here and actually see where we're going. I know last time we flew over here, there was a bunch of fog in front of everything. Okay, here's this crystal. I'm going to have you keep the stone as well, because I'd rather keep a little bit more of that, because we're running low. That's an archer, don't worry about it. I saw that for a second, my mind immediately went to Microraptor, but I remembered that those things spawn up here. You're not after me, are you? Wouldn't be able to take my RG. Okay, here's more crystal and more stone. That's good 426. Should at least get a little bit more. Considering how much you need per ceiling, and then how much I'm going to need for other things. Crystal is not something you only use a little bit. Oh, there's a yellow drop right here. I might as well check it out. I know it's kind of in the middle of the redwoods, but if I'm careful, we should be able to get it and get out without being jumped by anything. There's the drop there. Don't see a thyla on that tree. I just see a raptor on the other side of this rock. We'll take care of it now. We shouldn't have an issue. Pretty sure we're fine. Come on, Yellow Drop. What you got for me? Ooh, an air conditioner. That's nice. We actually have power, so we may as well go plug this thing in. Won't have to worry about dying right away just right at the house. Very nice. Seems to be just in time to get back here to put that air conditioner down, because we are currently dying of heat. I'm just going to place it down kind of next to our crafting stuff so I can stick by it and always be in good temperature while I'm over here. It's not perfect one by itself, but it's a lot better than it was. I think we'll take that off, make a difference. That is surprising, not going to lie. So we have the crystal here, though. Let's make ourselves a grill. Now we'll actually be able to make ourselves as much food as we're going to need in a very short amount of time. And then we'll make ourselves a few more of those ceilings. Just like with the rest of the house, I'm just going to place it down somewhere, and we'll make it work for the time being, and then we'll move things around when we have more things put together. But I'm going to make sure we have a bunch of meat cooking, because I am out, pretty much. That will be a great start. We've got these ceilings. It should be enough to at least get all of these covered with the basic amount of greenhouse. I'm going to need more metal before I can get the whole sides and everything covered with it as well. But this is a start. So this is still going to take some time. The only other thing I'm going to try to go do now... We actually found ourselves some goggles. That should be very handy. Not going to lie. So now that I have a bunch of food with me, we're going to head on up to the snow again. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for a Uteranus that has a baby. If we can find one, preferably two, that we can kind of separate from a parent, then that would be great to bring them back here so we can get ourselves some eggs up and going for the best kibble. Now, as for the matter of actually being able to separate the baby from the parent, that's going to be another story, but we at least want to see if we can find some. Level 90. I like your colors there, Rex. Also need to keep my eye out on Therazinos and other larger creatures, just in case. I don't have any of the tranks on me now, but if we can find a spot where there is one or a pair of creatures, we'll at least know where to start looking next time, when we are ready for it. I'm seeing this purple drop here, and it's definitely pulling my eye right away. Uties can be over in this area, so if we are lucky, there might be one nearby that's almost dead from a bunch of mammoths. The level does not matter for the kibble Uteranuses, so I'm not going to be picky at all. If it's even a level 5, that's almost perfect. That should be easy to kill and then take the babies from. So now we're freezing to death. And now we're fine. I'm going to grab the saber that's right next to this so it doesn't jump me. Can't really jump me if I'm aware of your existence there, bud. There we go. Hop on down and try to be quick. Anything good? I think that was a Pteranodon saddle. Can't complain about that. Put all this stuff into the bird. We'll just pull it out as necessary. Well, that doesn't help. The fog is not your friend when it comes to looking around in the snow. At least you can kind of get to a distance where you can see before you go in. Oh my goodness, a Titanosaur. Hello, big fella. Not gonna bother one of you. There's a lot of smaller things down here. All Daedons and Sabers, though. I don't even know if I've run into Uteranus for a while. I think I did at the beginning, but I haven't seen one since. We also have to steer clear of the Giga that I know that's over here. But that's definitely right in front of the cave over this direction that shouldn't be a problem. We may want to lure that Giga down into the water. Because if it goes down into the water, it will have nowhere to go. A 145 Megatherium. Ooh, that's really in a bad spot. That's in a horrible spot. Hey, Giga. Hey, you. See me? No, don't bite me. Let's lure you down here, though. This is where I want you to be. Still see me, though? Are you stuck? You're not stuck. You're going to walk right out, aren't you? If we at least get him stuck in the water, we don't have to worry about him nearly as much. Because there is a 145 Megatherium with a baby right outside the cave over here as well. And if that thing gets loose, it's most likely going to eat it. So I just spent a very good amount of time going around and kind of going around the outside border of the snow area. Kind of started from here and went around this bit. I grabbed about 6 notes along the way. That's why I have an experience boost here. But I didn't see or hear a single Uteranus, which is very crazy to me. I've never really considered them to be that rare, but I guess I might have to start thinking of them that way. I did see this yellow drop that was over here, and I just wanted to make sure I can go and grab it. Probably have to swap out of my fur. I'll kind of do maybe one more pass going straight over the top, at kind of the middle area. But I can't believe there wasn't a single one over there. I don't even know this one had a ring on it. Fantastic. Come on, ring, have something good in you. Alright, well. You had something in you. Could have been a lot worse, I suppose. I can't believe it. I mean, now I've actually gone across this whole area once again. I'm going to kind of just follow along this coastline and head on back. But if you told me that I was going to do an entire lap of the entire snowy mountain area and you wouldn't see a single Uteranus anywhere, I wouldn't believe you. I honestly wouldn't believe that I wouldn't see a single one. That's absolutely crazy. There's a Serrata over here. I remember that I had seen that one level 145 kind of in the top of the river, heading out towards the Carno Island. Wonder if that's still over there. Okay, buddy, thank you for that. We just found a pre-made Megatherium saddle and a Mammoth saddle in that. I didn't know you can get those in blues. I thought they had to be in purples. Good to know. I'm going to need to keep an eye out for some good aloes as well. I plan on using them for the hard ice cave when we get to that point. They did wonders on the cluster. Should be a lot better on the single player. Well, at least it seems the good news is that Giga is stuck in the water there, so I shouldn't have to worry about it too much. We just don't want to get too close. Okay, so this drop isn't all the way down yet. We're just going to hang out for a second while I wait for that to get down here. It's just a Hesperornis eating stuff. That's not too bad. Hello, drop. Hello, yellow drop. Oh. Okay. There you are. Dummy. Even with a pike and a crossbow that's a little bit upgraded, it's not really doing a bunch of them. So need to kind of get them to come over again. Haha. And there's another one somewhere. Where'd you go? There's a few, actually. Another one? Are we good? I think we're good. Oh, nice. Upgrade to the pike. Can't complain about that. It's actually a blueprint as well, so we'll have unlimited supply of those. Well, it's really unfortunate that it was a bust going over to the snow area for now. I can't believe flying around the entire thing and then going right over the middle still didn't give us a single Uranus. But, I mean, we may as well check on everything else on the way back. That's the same blue Rex I was looking at before. She's gonna see me if I go down on the ground, though, huh? Maybe not. We did find ourselves a few sap taps, though, so we at least gonna go place that down. You're awesome looking, not terrifying. You should learn the difference. But we can at least go set those up and kind of have that going. The next thing we need to do for our farm stuff is get ourselves a bee or two. We're going to have to craft up a couple of the bug repellents, which now that since we have some veggies going, we should be able to do instead of needing to rely on finding some. But we'll just have to see which one of those comes first. And despite getting a couple levels on the RG, I do kind of feel like I've wasted the potential of those notes, but I guess it is what it is. Alright, RG. Good job out there. So are these guys actually fully grown now? Oh yeah, they're already fruitlings. That's crazy. I guess I was gone for a long time. But they should be able to handle that. Do you have more than 8 in here? Yeah, you do. You have enough to actually put 2 full-on fertilizers in each one of these crop plots. Let's get those sap taps all put up over on the platform. May as well. It's just right within reach, and we'll get those moving along. If I can see a beehive from up here, that'll at least give us an idea of where to look next time. Also, hope I don't get jumped by a Thyla up here, but I guess it could happen. Okay. I saw the RG wing on the other side of that, and it made me think that there was something jumping down. Could put a 4th one on here if we're lucky to find one, or if I just make one, but 3 should be more than enough. I don't see a beehive on this at the moment, but that doesn't mean there isn't one nearby somewhere. We either just need to be able to collect our own... I mean, that would be the better choice. Or, if we at least have a spot where we can continually collect from, that'd at least be something to work with. Okay, we're going to have to look a little further into the redwoods. It would have been really fortunate to find one right here. But we're going to have to call that one there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I kind of wish we had a little bit more luck up in the snow area, but it is what it is. At least we got ourselves an idea where to find a 145 Megatherium, which is going to be a huge help for the boss. So I think I'm going to try to tame that first thing in the next episode. And then as for now, since it's nighttime, I'm just going to work on moving a lot of the resources up onto the platform and collect more so we are ready to keep moving in the next one. But if you did enjoy, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you've got anything to bring up about this series or any other one on the channel, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to help contribute a little bit more, we do have links in the description for Ko-fi and Patreon. You also can become a YouTube member, all of which makes a huge difference to the channel, and it'll give you full access to our community cluster of ARK servers where we are playing on the Island, Scorched Earth, and Aberration, and you can make yourself an Ultimate Survivor over there as well. We recently also opened an open to the community server where we are currently playing Primal Chaos on the Center. And if you want to come join that, if you just join our Discord, we've got a password in there, and we can try to conquer that challenge together. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.